Well, the very first year, it was very much came out of the podcasting community. And at that time, there were sort of the podcasters were really the super users of the social media that was available at the time. So they were experts at RSS feeds and search engine optimization, SEO, and using blogs and that sort of thing. Since that time, we've seen it grow into more of a social media event generally, so it's a lot broader. We're trying to retain those sessions that are, basics about podcasting, but people are so interested in so many other things. I think the first time I ever heard about Twitter was actually at Podcamp Toronto in 2007. So we've sort of seen a lot of the trends we see, we first hear about them here, people talking about them and introducing the ideas to everybody.
Well, the thing is about Podcamp, I've been going here since it started in 2007, and what I love about it is that we live in an online space, and we talk to a lot of our friends either through Twitter, Facebook, email, whichever. And it's great to talk to them, of course, but it's always better when we can all get together and talk in person and just kind of have conversations. What I love about Podcamp is, yes, the sessions are great. Yes, I can learn a lot of information by coming to the sessions. But what I really love is the outside the classroom setting, so to speak, and being able to network and talk to people and just have fun with conversations, because there's people here that I don't get to see that often, and the only time I get to see them is here. And the fact that Podcamp is a way for all of us to kind of group together, the fact there's almost 800 to 900 people or something like that here, it's amazing that it's grown to this amount. I remember in 2007 there was only about 200 people here. And I remember the first opening orientation, it was fitting into one of the rooms upstairs in 361, and that was it. But it's great to be able to see that kind of growth, just because you can see that there's a way that definitely the conversation in real life is something that we all crave for, and that's something I like in RL, which is real life. I use podcasting as a way for me to kind of have fun. It started off for me actually around the beginning of podcasting, around 2005, and it was really just a way for me to kind of do the things I wanted to do online, because I was interested in broadcasting, radio, that sort of thing. And actually, what was cool about it is that podcasting has led my interest into pursuing a career in radio. And that's when I'm almost actually at Humber College right now for radio broadcasting. I'm almost done that. So I'm pretty much on the cusp of actually getting a job because I started with podcasting. Because one of the things that radio is sort of struggling with right now is in regards to the social media online space. I mean, they have websites, and some of them are great, some of them are not so great. And then they're starting to kind of come in onto the Twitter and Facebook and bandwagon now. But the problem is they're not utilizing it properly as they should. I actually did an internship at AM 640 just recently, and I was responsible for setting up the Twitter account and the Facebook group, all that for the John Downs show. And one of the things I wanted to be able to do was have Twitter interact with the show, because the show that John Downs did was a very caller-oriented show. And so we would take a question from a news story we're talking about, post out on Twitter and Facebook, say, hey, call in, and we would usually get maybe one or two from Twitter that would come in and do it. All the other Twitter accounts from all the other stations there, it's just blasting out messages, and they're not interacting with their people. And I think that's something that hopefully with wherever station I'm at that I can be able to kind of change, just because I do have that sort of experience with it.
Well, it's a real range. I would say you have people who are here just for their own personal interest. You have people who are here to learn for their work. So you have people from nonprofit organizations, from government. You have people from industry. You have people from the private sector. So it's a really broad range of people, and like I say, and high school students as well. So it brings a wide range of people who, in some respects, may not otherwise meet each other. And I love that idea that they get to meet and cross-pollinate ideas with one another, really see a different perspective from each other. I think people generally have become more aware. I've been consulting for 2 years, and in that time span, it's incredible. It used to be that a lot of people had never heard of Twitter, never heard of a lot of people had never heard of Facebook, and since then, almost everybody you meet at least has a Facebook account, have heard about Twitter, if not being on Twitter, blogs. Not everybody's blogging, but everybody's aware of blogs that are out there. So it's incredible how in a short time span, it's just really what people's awareness of that has really expanded.